Elon Musk doesn't think that Lucid will survive. In December 2022, he sent out a tweet where he said that Lucid is not long for the world. Elon, in true Elon fashion, is constantly taking shots at Lucid and its CEO, Peter Rawlinson. And for good reason, because the Lucid Air is the ultimate competitor to the Tesla Model S. In September 2023, Elon sent out another tweet where he said, "Beware any company where leadership compensation is not linked to performance." Because Peter Rawlinson made $379 million in 2022. That's an insane amount of compensation for a car company that only made about $600 million in 2022. Maybe Elon's right in this case. That's a ton of money for the CEO of a car company that's barely made it off the ground. Peter Rawlinson was actually an ex-Tesla employee, and he claims to have been the chief engineer behind Model S. That's another fact that Elon disputes through yet another tweet where he says that Peter was never the chief engineer and he left before things got tough. Who knows what the real story is, but the fact is that Peter does know a thing or two about Teslas, and that's how he was able to create this Lucid Air. And the Lucid Air actually is a pretty great car, so Peter Rawlinson did a fantastic job with this. And the question is, will Lucid actually survive? Peter has been at this since about 2013, and this car only got launched at the end of 2021, but Lucid these days is really struggling. The problem now is that there's too much competition. I've driven a few of these EVs on my channel, like a Volvo, a Kia, and of course Tesla's the big one here. In an article published by Cox Automotive recently, you can see that virtually every car manufacturer is making EVs. In fact, 15% of BMW sales are EVs. And EV sales are on track to pass the 1 million mark for the first time ever this year in 2023. Things definitely haven't been easy for Lucid. Besides all of the competition, they're dealing with a lot more. It doesn't help that there's a massive price war. In order to drive up demand, Tesla has been cutting prices like crazy. At the beginning of the year, the Model S was over 100 grand, and now it's dropped down to 71,000. It wasn't that long ago that this Lucid Air was also in the 100,000 range. But because of Tesla, they've had to lower their prices to below 75,000. This 2023 Lucid Air Pure you could get for $74,900, but it's still a little bit more expensive than the Model S. The Lucid Air is actually a better car in some ways to the Tesla Model S. I reviewed this in a different video, so you can check it out. I'll post the link. But Lucid's problem isn't even just Tesla. In the November Q3 earnings that just came out in 2023, they had a net loss of over $600 million and only pulled in about $140 million in revenue. They also had to lower their forecasted production numbers from 10,000 to about 8,500. So it's not looking good for Lucid at this time. So unless they can make tons and tons of these Lucid Airs, they're just going to keep losing a ton of money. And in comparison, Tesla in that same quarter made about 430,000 EVs. But to be fair, Tesla has been at this game for a lot longer. So really the question is, how much of a runway does Lucid have to keep going? How much longer can they keep producing cars at such a big loss? The only way that Lucid can keep making more cars like this and make many more of them is if there's strong demand, but the question is, how do you get people to buy these things? The problem that Lucid has now is there's so many more competitors. You have Mercedes, you have BMW, high-end premium brands building excellent electric vehicles. And Lucid's got a really tough battle on their hands because they don't have nearly the same head start that Tesla did. The good news though is that the majority shareholder of Lucid is a Saudi Arabian public investment fund, so these guys have access to billions. Now the question is, how long will their runway be? Even with access to billions, at some point this company has got to start making money and stop losing it. Part of the reason that Lucid can't generate demand is because nobody likes these sedans anymore. Everybody likes SUVs. And to that end, Lucid does have a plan to come out with the Lucid Gravity in 2024. So let's see if that has any impact on demand. I'm sure the Gravity will be great, just like the Lucid Air is, and everybody wants SUVs. But the problem is the Gravity will also be priced at $80,000. The smartest thing that Elon did with Tesla is mass manufacture the Model 3 and Model Y much cheaper, much more affordable, so many more cars could get built. Lucid should have gone down the same path. Instead of building yet another high-end premium SUV, just build something that's in the 30K, 40K range and just sell it to everybody. But what do I know? I'm just another guy on YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't think Lucid will make it. As great as these cars are, I just don't think they'll have enough time to make it work. The investors are eventually going to lose patience and they're going to have to shut this company down. But hopefully I'm wrong, because I actually do really like this car and I want these guys to succeed. But there's no denying the fact that production is hard, and production with positive cash flow is even harder. If Elon's always tweeting, or should I say Xing, when does he have time to work?